Shopcat Industries here. Today I'm going to do a job I've done quite a few times now, and every time I think it's going to go a lot easier, and it doesn't. It just sucks. It's time to change the serpentine belt on wee beastie, our 2015 Jeep Patriot. It's got a 2.4. If I'm not mistaken, the 2-liter should be exactly the same, and that'll apply to the compass and caliber as well. Pretty much probably anything that uses the GEMA, Global Engine Manufacturing Alliance engines, they should all be the same. So you might even find that this is exactly the same in certain Hyundai models and Mitsubishi models. And this kind of stinks, but you gotta do it now and again, so let's get her done. This is not a job I look forward to, but almost 200,000 kilometers on this thing now, and I've got a pretty good squeak, especially when it's hot out, from the belt area. I haven't done any investigation into what it is particularly. Could be an alternator. They are a bit famous for that, but looks like they've fixed the pulley issues that they used to have. So from Rock Auto, our good friends, who didn't send me a magnet this time, by the way. You owe me one, Rock Auto. I have the Dayco belt kit. Last time I put on a Gates belt kit, so I'm hoping that maybe this one will be a little better. I don't know, last a little longer, but got your 2 idler pulleys, a tensioner with pulley, and the belt. Also gives you a set of instructions, but they don't tell you anything that if you don't already know, you probably shouldn't tackle this job. You know, it's take off the old parts, put on the new one. Trying to clear up as much space as I can here, get some things out of the way a little bit, but generally I don't see much way around it. I'm probably going to have to pull this wheel off and the under tray and stuff to get at a lot of the lower area. Ugh. Here's a little tip I've learned the hard way. If you don't have a decal somewhere here that shows the belt routing, take a moment and draw yourself one. Even if it's a bad picture, it doesn't matter. It's something you will not remember. So as you can see, I've dropped the tray down, not from the other side because I didn't want to pull the wheel off on that side, but just on this side. Undid the 6 bolts, 10mm socket, and it just drops down because it's plastic and it's flexible. One of the things that makes this job a little difficult is the tensioner is up right about here, and it has no provision for putting any kind of a breaker bar. It has no provision for that. This one's locked currently in the retracted position with a pin, but basically you're going to put a wrench on the bolt head and heave it out of the way and hope that the bolt doesn't just come loose. Some days around here, I gotta be careful where I walk. Almost walked into this little guy. He's hanging from some random point on the ceiling, I think. Almost everything you're gonna be dealing with under here, if it's from factory, is gonna be a 15mm, and there's really no space between any of it and the frame rail, the side of the engine bay, I guess, to get a socket or ratchet or anything like that in there. So a ratchet wrench is going to be your friend here. There's just no 2 ways around it. It's just kind of annoying to do. I guess the next thing to take off is the idler. That's our lower idler. Feels okay. So this tensioner is held in with a couple of bolts, 13mm head. They're not that accessible, particularly without the idler pulley retracted. So what I'm actually going to do is pull the idler pulley off of the tensioner. Ow. Jeez. Okay, or not. I'm just removing the upper idler pulley because I think that'll give me a bit better access to the upper tensioner bolt. You could be forgiven for thinking that there's enough clearance here to get a, you know, say a cordless ratchet and socket in here, but there isn't. So we're just gonna got it. Oh man, this upper bolt, it's no joke. It's not easy to get at. Just the right combination of extensions and adapters and sockets, and I was able to dig it out. There's the offender right there. 13mm head, but it's stuck way back in there. It's pretty hard to get at. Everything from here should be relatively straightforward. Almost got it. There we go. There's the bolt. Now I just gotta finagle this out. Easier said than done. Maybe out of the top. Got it. Seriously, engineers, if any of you out there are engineers, just give us an inch more, man. An inch more. You raise this up a couple inches, this job's a piece of cake. Things that wear out and need to be replaced need to be accessible. Pulling off bumpers to change headlights, that's ridiculous. It's gotta stop. It's just, for what? It's just gouging customers when they get their cars maintained because it's so much more labor to do simple jobs. Is it for styling? Like, nobody really cares that much where you put the cutout line for the bumper. Like, enough's enough. Well, no lie, that belt was tough to get on there. I think the previous belt was probably actually pretty stretched, judging by how much I was able to move the tensioner to pull it off. I did check the specs just to make sure that I didn't have the wrong belt or anything. It's the right belt. So it's on there. I've run it up. Sounds good. I'm just going to button up the covers and all the, the reservoirs that I pulled out and stuff. Put the wheel back on. And this thing is done for today. I am glad that's done. And I'll tell you why. Mr. Top Tech and I are going tomorrow to meet up with a good friend of the channel. You may have had interactions with him before. On YouTube, he goes simply by number 1. Really great guy, staunch supporter of this channel for reasons I cannot fathom. So we are going to the Strathcona Vintage Tractor Association's Vintage Tractor Show and Pull. We went last year. There's some video of that on the channel here if you scroll back, if you didn't catch it before. I'm really excited. Luke, he doesn't know it yet, but he's going to have a blast. He's going to love it. That is all put together by Mr. Matt Hott over, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, over at Strong's Garage. And if for some reason you're watching this and you haven't caught up and subscribed to everything that's on Strong's Garage, go now. I don't know what you're doing slumming it over here. Go check out Strong's Garage. If you follow Cold War Motors, you already know Matt and Jim, and you know what those guys are like. Their work ethic and abilities and talents are just out of this world. So definitely go check out Strong's Garage and stay tuned. Come back. We are going to check out the SVTA Vintage Tractor Show and Pull. It's going to be a blast. We'll see you there.